Today at Eppy Shop, we're rebuilding a carburetor, single barrel, bruh. Alright, so like I said before, we're going to rebuild this here carburetor, and I guess I'm going to get out of the way. Believe it or not, I have tuned many of these, adjusted, swapped out, not necessarily a single barrel, but I've worked on a bunch of carbs, swapped out a bunch of carbs. I have never full-blown tore apart and rebuilt the carbs, so this is going to be a new thing for all of us. I guess first off, at least what I think I need is just going to be an assortment of screwdrivers, my cheap Harbor Freight picks. I got some carb and choke cleaner, got beer, and then as far as the kit goes, ooh, spilled the beer. As always, I'm always spilling my beer. But looks like the kit is literally just some gaskets. Looks like probably some squirters, some little pins and some O-rings, and then just a little cardboard cutout like they gave you back in iStep. Other than that, what holds the carburetor together is literally just a bunch of flathead screws. So I'm gonna probably kick this bad boy into fast forward here in a minute, kick some tunes on, blow this thing apart. Bam! There it is. All tore apart. I'm going to take all this stuff and clean it up before I throw it back together. Like I said, this is all just gaskets and O-rings. Like I said, I might have to look up some instructions myself on this. It doesn't come with any. I see it or not, this bowl is just full of corrosion. This thing leaked real bad is the main reason that I tore it apart, but it also is full of corrosion, which I suspected because of the condition of the fuel pump. So that brings us to here. And literally, I'm going to go clean this thing up, and we're going to figure out where all these gaskets go, and we're going to throw this thing back together. So stay tuned. Alright, so got all of our stuff as clean as it's going to get. Doesn't need to be perfect. I just wanted it again for looks and for gasket mating surface purposes. I went through and cleaned that up. And I'm not going to go crazy and do all this. I'm going to show you some little bits and pieces of it. Main reason being is not to be intimidated. Like I said, this is mainly gaskets, little O-rings. Like I'm getting ready to replace these guys right here. It comes with just little tiny brass cotter pins. Because of new jets, I was actually not able to get these two particular ones out, but I cleaned the car the best I could, so we're gonna make do with what we got. But I mean, it's kind of meticulous, but ow, what a let's get this bad ring off here. That's bad for replacing it, so it doesn't matter if we destroy it. We'll just get us a new guy. And it just sits on there nice and loosey-goosey like that. And all those are just little covers or excesses for your different valving and jets. This is a little cap for that. So we're going to go through and replace the jets that I was able to get out and the O-rings for the caps. And we'll jump forward to throwing some gaskets on this bad boy. Throw it together. Alright guys, so here is our little plate of bad carb parts, destroyed O-rings, the two jets that I couldn't get out. This did come with a different plug for the fill of the float. I'm sure there's a better term for it. I both didn't like it and couldn't get it to set right to spec, so I replaced the jet and the O-ring and reran the original plug. This is also missing all of its clips and stuff, so we replaced all that while I was in there. But basically where we're at is we're just kind of throwing this guy back together now. And one thing, I don't make the mistake I did. You want to put this gasket on before this float, because you got to take the float back off to put this gasket on. So there's a little tip for you. And you know, take your time doing this. It's a little intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. It did intimidate me quite a bit starting this, but if you stay organized, you can make it happen. There we go. Don't get impatient. If you get impatient, you'll shoot a spring off, you'll bend a metering rod, you'll put a wrong jet in. Take your time. Just gonna get some screws in here to hold this thing together. Oh, too big. Too big. So we got our float bowl and our lid on there, and we got our needle moving freely into our jet, and then on beetle this part right here, this actually has a spacer, so we're gonna throw that on there, and then we've got a little spacer, and then we've got another gasket, and wrong piece, and then we have this guy. Sandwich that guy together. Need more fingers. To get through that gasket sandwich there. There we go. And then I actually do not believe that the top part here, I don't believe that gets a gasket. I think it's basically just a cover for that linkage there. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. Bam. That's our rebuilt carburetor. I mean, and that's it, man. It's just O-rings and gaskets and stuff like that. It's intimidating, kind of, but just, you know, stay organized. I just kept the box that it came with for the old stuff. And then I put, you know, just another container for the new stuff. And as I swapped stuff out, the old stuff just went into the new bin. And boom. I mean, I didn't go crazy with it. I'll show you what it's going to go on here in a little bit. Here in just a second, actually. When we finish throwing this thing back together, we'll jump on what it's going to. All right. Are you guys excited to see what all of our hard work was for? That whole 20 minutes it took us to rebuild that carburetor? If you're usual to the channel, you probably already know what it is. If not, here's our beautiful hard work on our little single barrel carburetor that we rebuilt. And I've been keeping this thing off the channel because it was on so much, but I can't help it. We are not firing this thing up yet, but we are so close. Probably the next episode or two, I'm gonna fire this old flathead up. Got what I think is probably the world's smallest cherry bomb on it. Exhaust tip that looks like a machine gun. Heat wrapped exhaust. All new gaskets. All painted up, man. This thing is so close to firing up. But not today. Not today. Today, we're just rebuilding the carburetor. Next, we've got plugs, wires. We got to set the distributor. And like I said, hopefully here in the next episode or two, we're going to fire this thing up. Hear this thing roar to life. When I do that, I'll give it a good once over again. But again, we're not doing that today. I'm not doing that. And that's it. That is it. I am tired, as you can tell by the videos. I've been out here busting my ass. But thank you, everybody. I'm up to 94 subscribers now. Just gained another one today. Thank you so much from the deepest part of my heart. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know there's like a good 30 of you who are very loyal out of my 90. That's that's a third of my people. Thank you so much. Don't forget to do some sharing. It always helps get my name out there a little bit. Likes, comments, anything that gets my channel some attention. Do your boy a solid and do it. Takes just a little bit of time, just a little bit. Other than that, man, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, week, year, life. I'm out, man. I'm gonna drink a beer and relax and just stare at this pretty little thing. Ooh, just stare at how pretty. How pretty. Deuces.